So in this video I want to highlight games that I grew up with, but instead of showing them to you on a slideshow like I normally do, since honestly the vast majority are well-known classics except for one, um, I am going to talk about them while playing through a game of Hearts. Now to start with, I am going to show you really quickly around this particular version of Hearts. It's only a couple of bucks for the Macintosh. You've got your player's hands. They are ready to pass the 3 cards. You can look up how to play Hearts on Wikipedia, or I did a video about 4 years ago about that. Over here on the right-hand side, you've got some buttons. I'm going to zoom in here. You're not going to be able to see me for a moment. But you've got new game, how to play, options, view scores, more games, or contact support. So if you do get lost, you can go ahead and take a look at the directions on how to play. Feel free to pause the video here and read through them for yourself. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and dismiss this. You can also go into options here. You can actually change the name of the players. You can also customize the rules. And in this instance, you can play to 100. I think in this case, I'm going to change it to 50 just to cut back on the time. You can play sounds, show scores. So it's pretty comprehensive. Now we're going to check voiceover accessibility, because the game is it's accessible, but it's not. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to turn on voiceover.
Voiceover on Hearts window. New game button has keyboard focus.
So if I hit the new game,
To click this button, press Control Option Space. Press New Game button. You are currently on the button. To click text. If you start a new game, text. If you start a new game, the current game will not count towards your statistics. This will not be undone. Cancel button.
so I'm going to hit cancel.
To click this button, New Game button. Closing dialog. 0 previous 0. Card blank image. 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 Card blank image.
So you can see already that navigating through this would be tedious as heck. I'm just going to speed through just so you can see what it does to the entire board.
Card blank 0. Card blank image. Card blank image. How to play button. Card blank image. Card blank image options button. Card blank image. Card blank image. View source button. Card blank image. Card blank image. More games button. Contact support button. Card blank image. 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 Table image. Card blank 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 image button. You are currently on the button. To click this button, press Control Option Space. Card blank image. Card blank image.
So you can see
Card Club 2 image. Card Club 6 image. Card Club 8 image. Card Diamond 10 image. Card Diamond 6 image. Card Spade 2 image. Card Spade 3 image. Card Spade 8 image. You are currently on an image.
So basically, you can get it to announce the cards, but as you can see, navigation there is absolutely abysmal, and you can't actually click on the cards to select them. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and play through a hand or two while I get to talking about the games that I grew up with. One of the biggest ones that I remember playing as a kid was Monopoly. And when I played Monopoly, I was always the car. Okay, I lead first with the 2 of clubs. I was always the car, and I'm going to be honest with you, I think I won a few games, but given my luck, I tend to try to back everybody into a corner, and it always forces me into debt. So, excuse me. Okay, so 3 of clubs. Let's see. Still early, so I'm going to get rid of this. So one of the other games that I grew up with was Uno. And if you've ever played Crazy Eights, Uno and Crazy Eights are quite literally the same game. The difference is basically what card does what. So if you're on a budget and you feel you can't afford a copy of Uno, you could go ahead and substitute that with Crazy Eights. Plus, with a general deck of playing cards, you could have a whole bunch of other games. In fact, if you go to bicycle.com, the bicycle playing card company, they've got a book out that is 300 games. Now, I've already contacted them and talked to them about making their book more accessible, because they do have low vision, they have playing cards, they've got Braille playing cards, and they've got card holders. So in my opinion, because of this, there's even low print cards developed by Bicycle themselves. The Braille cards are usually developed by specialty companies like Ryzen. But there's no excuse, in my opinion, why they should not have an accessible version of their book. And so far, I have yet to find one. So another game that I grew up with was Checkers. And I remember having a copy of Checkers since I was 6 years old. And I remember winning quite a few games against my brother. Then I was a senior in high school, and I played against my now ex. She totally creamed me. Ah, crud. She totally creamed me, and because of that, I haven't played checkers in many, many years. I also remember playing checkers back when I was in junior high and high school against somebody on a website called Pogo.com. I'm not sure if Pogo is still around, but for anybody out there who is blind, unfortunately, Pogo is not accessible. There is one repository of accessible games. One of them is RS Games, but I've never gotten that to work. But there's another one that I can't remember the name of. Okay, let's see here. We got a 4, a 5, and a 9 of spades. Let's go ahead and put up an 8. Oh, wait, is that a spade or a club? Hold on. Let me zoom in here. So we got spades are high. Oh, that is a club. Okay, so 4, 5, and a 9. Oh, I've got an 8. Here we go. We can do that. So, so there's Uno, checkers, Battleship. I remember playing Battleship primarily against my brother. It was sort of a toss-up as to who won. I also remember playing Connect 4, and I actually played that recently in the past year, and I remember winning a few games and losing a few. But hey, it's all in fun, you know? Mastermind I don't really remember much about. Candyland is like the quintessential beginner's board game. If you grew up, in the 90s or the 80s, or I think Candyland might even be older than that. I'm going to be honest with you, this is completely informal. I didn't look up any information before starting this video. But I remember playing Candyland quite a bit, actually, especially when I was younger with my extended family. So let's see, we've got a queen, a jack, a 6 of hearts. I'll put up a 5. But no, Candyland was a lot of fun. Also, this is the one game that doesn't quite fit. I put up a video long ago of games that I grew up with that were Disney themed, of movies that I grew up with that were Disney themed. The Lion King, obviously, they got board games out of it. There were tons of them. This particular one is the one that I remember playing, and I don't remember a thing about it. I think we might still have it, but I haven't played this in like 15 years. The one thing that stood out to me about this game was the electronic dice. These dice, what happens is there's an arrow here with a hand on it. You push that, and the little LED lights light up to represent the dice, and you roll the dice that way. There were no physical dice. And then, of course, you had your physical pieces here in this compartment. That's really the only thing I remember about the game. I genuinely do not remember anything else. It's really strange. As I'm playing now, Hearts, I didn't really get into Hearts until I mentioned that these were games that I grew up with, and I probably shouldn't have included Hearts because I don't remember if I played it much in high school or not. I think I ended up playing more when I ended up in college, so I probably shouldn't have put that on the list. My family, card games in general run in the family, and let's see. And because of that, I was kind of wary about playing card games at first, and the reason was because I wasn't sure I was going to be able to see them, and Lord knows I can't shuffle to save my life. At least not in the way that most people do it. But over time, I grew to enjoy them, and nowadays I've got a whole collection of card games on my phone. And I ended up putting Blackjack on the list, and to be honest, it probably shouldn't have been there either. So basically, I'm going to give you a whole... This is basically what I have on my games list. I've got Baccarat, which, by the way, I did mispronounce in my video about what I would do with $100 million, so I apologize for that. So Baccarat, Blackjack, Crazy Eights, Euchre, Hearts, Texas Hold'em, Solitaire, and Spades. So I've been getting into a lot of card games lately, and if anybody out there wishes to play me, I'd be more than happy to. You know, I'm always looking for people to play with. So with that in mind, those were the games that I grew up with. Monopoly, I remember having various incarnations of. I had it on Game Boy. I even had it on my iPhone or my iPod Touch even. And I remember the Game Boy version. I was standing there in a line waiting for burgers, and I played against the computer with my Game Boy Pocket. So that was fun. I don't really remember much beyond that. And I'm just going to finish out this hand here. That's odd. Oh, wait. Is that a club? That's a spade. That should go. Oh, I know why. Hearts were led. Oh, shoot. I'm going to take this. Shoot. Oh, well. So much for winning. Definitely so much for winning. When did I get the Queen of Spades? I've been so busy talking to you guys that I wasn't paying attention. I'm going to finish this hand. Yep. So, sure enough, this always happens. My luck is just bleh. But that doesn't change the fact that I do enjoy them. What do you guys think? Thank you for watching. Comments are welcome, and have a nice day.